Hello everyone, this is Daniel Torres, host of the FMCG Guys, and welcome to The Hot Seat in collaboration with the Women in Retail Media Collective. You may be wondering, what is The Hot Seat? Well, it will be a fun, fast, and slightly unhinged series with a to-be-announced cadence, which we haven't decided yet, where the FMCG Guys and the Women in Retail Media Collective will share the mic and bring in guests from the retail media world for a no-filter chat about retail media. Sorry for being redundant. The people, the power shifts, and everything in between. And for this inaugural episode, I'm joined by two guests, which will soon be esteemed co-hosts, Emma Helsloot and Anna Zain from the Women in Retail Media Collective. Hey guys, how are you?
Hi.
Well, I should have probably said hey. I probably should have said hey girls, how are you? Anything works. How are you guys doing? Excited about this?
Very excited. Cool to be on the show.
Yeah.
So what to expect? No, I mean you tell me, but I think what we kind of agreed on for this series is quick fire games, bold opinions, and zero buzzwords. We'll try to get away from them.
It's hard to talk about retail media without buzzwords.
It is, but we'll do our best. So
Yeah.
I think we talked about Retail Media Ping-Pong, spicy true or false debates, mystery influencer guessing, and hot takes on leadership strategy and what still needs to change. I have to ask you guys, why are you excited about this series, and why did you decide to partner with us as well, if I can ask?
I'm particularly excited because I think there's room for more I don't know, for us in retail media to also have more fun. So this is a little bit more informal. I think there's something that I always mention. It's like while you're building relationships, you get to know the real people, right? And then that helps you also build business relationships, right? So that's why I think this will be fun. There's a lot already of very good podcasts informing people, including the FMCG Guys, etc. So yeah, very excited about this new format.
And I have to say, we know a thing or two about having fun, don't we? But now we're actually gonna go public with it. Normally we try to do it under the cover of darkness. Now we're gonna do it publicly.
I'm just missing a beer here, that's all. Maybe we should do the recordings a bit more in the evening
Yeah,
next
because it's
time.
11:20 as we speak. I mean, it wouldn't be my first beer at 11:20, I have to say. It wouldn't be my first one, but not my
my God.
usual beer time. But let's get to know our guests better, and this will be a bit the way that these series will run. Obviously, we're very open to change, and we will be changing things. But let's get to actually really know our guests first. So let's start with Anna Lau. Anna Lau, place of birth.
I was born in a very small town called San Nicolas in Argentina.
What part of Argentina?
Well, it's this small town called San Nicolas. It's like 4 hours away from Buenos Aires, in the middle of the countryside, very flat. There's nothing, only cows.
Excellent. Only cows and you and your family, I gather. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces. What's your sports team?
At least I don't really follow that much, but of course I'm Argentinian, so I really also enjoy football. And I wouldn't because Argentina has a very good team, right? But I guess when I was in Argentina, I always supported Boca Juniors.
I mean, Argentinians, they can tell you they hate football or they hate sports, but they'll always have an answer for this one. They'll always somehow be sided with a team. Normally one of the big two.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dish?
Ice cream. I even have an ice cream machine at home. So yeah.
And I know that you were recently on a very nice holiday in the Maldives, as far as I'm concerned. But what's your favorite holiday in general? Because I know that you like to travel quite a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I think it's probably Costa Rica. I like traveling and for surfing, and I think Costa Rica has been my top destination the last few years.
Excellent. Emma, over to you. The hot seat
Yeah.
is yours now. I've turned on the button. It's getting hot. Place of birth.
Haarlem, a city in the Netherlands, where I returned back to recently.
Yeah, I think you did well to actually say it's in the Netherlands, because if not, maybe somebody would have thought Ireland, Manhattan.
True, it's
You
close.
never know.
I wish it was. Yeah, no, it's close to
Right?
Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Yeah, yeah, true.
What is your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Your sports team?
Whoever is winning. I'm not a great sportsman.
Then Argentina.
Then Argentina.
Exactly. Barca, we won the league last year. What's your favorite dish?
I am, yeah, not a sports fan, but I am a food lover. Favorite food is salmon, I would say, or anything from the Middle Eastern kitchen, Vietnamese, anything Asian. Yeah, the list can go on.
The
Food,
salmon prepared like smoked or
like anything, anything does. That's why it's a real favorite.
great. What is your favorite holiday?
I would say anywhere in Spain.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay.
It never disappoints, really. The beaches, cities,
Any specific place?
mountains.
Any specific place that's more like off the beaten path that surprised you?
To charm you, I would say Barcelona, but more off the beaten path. No, Valencia. I can come back there and just be happy in a second.
Nice. So I'm gonna ask you both some questions. Also, I think are very interesting for everybody. What are we have always, I think always coincided whenever we've met in person, which has been a few times now. I think
Yeah.
has been in big events. What would you say are your favorite events? Or if we want to keep it
I
simple,
think
maybe we can mention one each.
I think you can get used on networking on yachts like we did in Barcelona for Shop Talk and Cannes. It was a lifestyle I can get used to.
Yeah, I agree. Cannes, it's been my favorite event in the industry for like a long time now. So yeah.
Nice.
Sunshine and like outdoors.
Sunshine. Yeah, you can dress in summer clothes and it's totally acceptable. Good connections. My question
It's
is
good
like,
fun.
how long will Cannes be sustainable with that dimension? I guess that's the.
Well, it's not sustainable at all. Like if you look at whoever is flying from all across the world,
Yeah, yeah,
it's nonsense, right?
from that
Yeah.
point of view, no.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of the heads of retail media that I know travels by train everywhere. I'm not gonna mention who, not gonna mention who.
Everyone's gonna know who it
That would be
is.
for a game week. Um, so when we don't see each other in events, we see each other on LinkedIn. There's a lot of good things on LinkedIn, but I know that there's also a lot of irritating things on LinkedIn. What would you say is your maximum LinkedIn pet peeve?
Oh. I would say copy pasted sales pitches without zero preparations. Like I love a good sales pitch and I use LinkedIn for my sales pitches as well, but I get so annoyed when somebody approaches you with something you clearly do not need or where there's no preparation at all.
Like
So yeah,
via instant message.
if I instant message, yeah, just a copy paste. Sometimes the name isn't even copy pasted. Like
I think for me it's the 100% drafted ChatGPT copy, text. I'm like, why yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I'm not authentic, then people would not. I mean, people don't even care sometimes
people
for sure, right?
know,
Come on. But people
yeah.
can tell when something is not real, and I'm like, oh, what's the point then, right? So yeah, and I think when I can tell that, then I'm like, I stop reading. So
I think that there's two levels of ChatGPT, Nines. There's ChatGPT, which later you can edit, or you've kind of given it the text and it corrects it, or a bit worked on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then there's ChatGPT with like 10,000 emojis, where you can see that they've given like then the text and they've just copied it, right?
no, come on, we all use ChatGPT, and it's an amazing tool. I think it's more like the second version where you're like, where are you? Who are you? Like I cannot even tell the tone that you
Zero
will
personal
use.
touch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but same with keeping it personal. I think is the most important thing on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
With whatever you post, but also direct messaging.
And when you're having a bad day on LinkedIn, like LinkedIn is irritating you, you've had a terrible event, and then you go back and you want to feel comforted. What's your go-to music?
Old school disco.
Nice,
I'll
nice.
say like,
Happy retro.
oh, that's a nice one. I don't want to confess mine because it's kind of like a guilty pleasure, but I'll say anything like pop. like Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Now we get to know the real you.
Wow.
I could pretend to be cool, but I'm not.
I listen to 70s Indian indie music. No, I'm joking.
I was
I'm a
gonna say that sounds cool.
exactly. No, I'm a Beatles fan. So anything by the not anything, but practically anything by the Beatles will turn my mood around. By the way, if anyone's seen me have a few drinks at some time, don't be surprised. You'll probably recall me singing the Beatles like if I were a hooligan.
Or imitating from.
That as well. Festival secrets. So another one, we travel a lot, and everyone has their way of traveling. What's your unconfessable secret when you travel?
This is where Anna Laura and I are completely different. I always overpack. Like even for, I love to think about the fashionable outfit, but even for 2 days, I bring like 38 options and a huge suitcase.
And I'm the opposite. So when we meet, she's always like, "How did you?" I have like a an OCD thing that people will be like losing my luggage, and I'm like, "Oh, what if I get to Cannes and I don't have my stuff?" So I rather pack on a carry-on and just like always travel with carry-on. So we are complete opposites.
Yeah, I'm more on Emma's side, partly because I'm not the skilled person at packing. So a lot of times I need to, yeah, bring bring a big suitcase to fit in whatever I want to bring. Before we continue this fun, a bit more even fun. It would be great if you could tell us a bit about the Women in Retail Media Collective because we kind of haven't mentioned anything about it yet.
Yeah, true. So the Women in Retail Media Collective, we're an official global network, an industry first, and we're all about empowering the women in the retail media space. Because women are still quite underrepresented on panels and on stage. And yeah, we really created this project. It's our passion, side project, next to our full-time jobs, to because we saw a need to highlight the work of so many talented women worldwide, and we also saw what the true power of connection can really do. And the industry, retail media, is growing so fast, so we really see a huge opportunity to shape the future of the industry together.
Yeah. Just to add, what we do basically, and this is a passion project, we're like working full time at another company at Pensali. Basically, we try to do this by creating content, mainly by interviewing women and like just like highlighting their area of expertise. But we also have a big community and like a lot of local representatives. So we call them the collective connectors. So from Minneapolis, New York, the UK, Singapore, Australia. So like in a lot of different countries and regions. And it's cool because we organize local events. We also go to the big ones. As you know, we have a massive WhatsApp community, which is also good because what we try to do is trying to find like space for people to connect and then build relationships, right? So far the feedback has been great. We have over 900 members, so yeah, it's very cool and exciting.
And so it's all about the content and bringing women together, but we also we set ourselves some quite ambitious goals. By 2026, we aim to achieve that 50% of the speakers at retail media events are a woman, and we will publish 50 articles or case studies authored by a woman in the sector.
And so far, you mentioned that you have a WhatsApp community. What type of like conversations are happening in the community?
It's very interesting because we at the very beginning were like, oh, how do we find that balance so that people don't find it like we're spamming people all the time? So we have an announcements kind of like global group where we post like weekly, hey, here's a recap on content events, things are happening in the industry. But then the different like local groups, if you join the different local groups, the moderators, which are the local collective connectors, it depends on how they want to use that WhatsApp group. So I know, for instance, Lisa Tan, which is our Singapore lead, she's always asking questions, and saying, hey, did you guys see this? What do you think, and how this will impact blah, 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 So it's like always kind of like finding these conversation topics, but also more like informal things. Like I asked on the global group, hey, I'm struggling to choose, like, this is very girly, but an outfit for the Mexico.
It got the most engagement so far in our WhatsApp group. So.
Look, I mean, I think it is very girly, but that's why it's the Women in Retail Media Collective, no? I mean, it makes sense that you'll have these type of conversations that maybe with guys you wouldn't feel so comfortable having, but it does have like an impact on your business performance. So I think it makes a lot of sense.
True, yeah.
Because
and it's also
thinking about Cannes, I did see a lot of like discussion on like some WhatsApp groups, like the AdTech WhatsApp group of like
what to wear, yeah.
And it was eminently, and I don't think there's anything wrong about it, but it was men asking. So the recommendations were like pants and short trousers and so on, which women can wear, but it was a very male-dominated conversation, and probably. For a woman to ask that, maybe it feels probably better to ask it in a place where it's only women, but not it may feel a bit intimidating.
Yeah. That's the whole idea of having the community of women around you. And also it's really good for networking more in a sense like, hey, I have I'm looking for a great speaker, or I want someone to comment on this article, or do you know anyone at either a brand or a B2B marketer at a retailer? Stuff like that. So our members can ask those kind of questions, and that's been super valuable so far as well.
That's awesome. Obviously, in the show notes, people will find the website and your LinkedIn profiles for the collective. What would you say is the best way to get in touch, or if people want to learn more or whatnot?
I'll say LinkedIn for sure. Following that LinkedIn page, we post everything there. But then when you submit a form to become a member, which is for free, of course, then you're already on our email database, and we also connect a lot through there. And there, when you get the welcome email, you have a link to a WhatsApp community as well.
Got it. Excellent. Well, what should we expect from the collective in the next few months? I mean, I saw that you have an event coming up in Minneapolis, I think.
Yeah, that was on Friday. It was amazing. Sponsored by Criteo. And these Minneapolis events actually are great because we get like it's like a kind of like a quarterly cadence of events, and they've been working very well. There are a lot of women based out of Minneapolis, but in the next few months there's a lot going on. We are going to be at the Mexico. We're hosting a kind of like networking event there, with BBDW, Irina, our angel in Germany, TikTok, and Douglas. So super excited about that one. We'll be on stage as well on the first day. So I think it's at 4 p.m. that we're speaking about like findings on it's actually pretty cool. Like we're highlighting 3 things that we're seeing out of the conversations that we're having with the Women in Retail Media Collective. And we also have a lot of local events happening. One that I can mention is the one it will be October 16 in New York, sponsored by Fluent and also Criteo. And there's a lot more happening, but I don't know. Am I?
A few more in the UK, like straight after the Mexico. We have 2 events for Retail X in the UK, and then the event with SMG as well in the middle of October in the UK.
Wow. You're everywhere.
Lots going on.
Yeah, and then you only just got started, so well done. What we can do actually, just thinking out loud here, this is all about improvisation. And as we do these hot seat sessions, what we can do is every week have a quick update on the latest in the collective, what you're up to. That will make us actually have to program the publishing, so we'll make it a bit more demanding. But what are we for here if not to raise the bar, right?
Yeah.
So let's play a game. I have some games for you here, believe it or not. So we talked about ping pong. People may be wondering what it was. We're gonna play the Retail Media Ping-Pong. So you've got 10 seconds to name as many heads of retail media in Europe or in the US as possible, and then we switch. Who wants to start?
Yeah, I will start.
Okay, so you have 10 seconds. I have a stopwatch.
Winner starts. Okay, 10 seconds, right?
Okay, go.
Okay, Catalina Salazar from Wolt. Heike Larry from Zalando. Jessica Myers, the Ferry Group. Lisette Franse from Jumbo. Desiree May, Cyberport. Marielle Slenders
And
is what's... Oh!
Tack.
Oh!
Whoa!
7, I think.
7.
7?
Okay, not bad. Not bad. I think that will be a high bar.
Woohoo!
But later we'll do an official ranking, I think, of our guests of who does more.
Yeah, good one.
Anna, you go next. Whenever you. Okay, go.
Melanie Babcock from The Home Depot, Catherine Massa, Hy-Vee, Sarah Travis, Roundel Target, Michael Krause, Macy's, Mark Williamson, Costco, Parks from CVS, Lisa Valentino, Best Buy Ads,
And
Joel
how-
Robertson, Giant Eagle.
How many?
Uh,
You for counting, Daniel, or not?
As I was looking at
8.
the time.
Almost 8,
No,
but I couldn't
almost.
finish. I couldn't
No,
finish
no.
Joel Robinson.
7. No, it's 7.
It's a draw. How nice. We love draws, right? We hate to win over here. So fantastic.
And we're all so competitive.
So we mentioned a few women here. Yeah.
Maybe-
I mean, sorry. Go ahead.
Maybe I mentioned only women.
You may have, but they're all valid though for future.
Yeah.
To let you know.
Wow, yeah.
But why do you think there's like a systematic lack of women in leadership positions in retail media? Do you think it's related on the way, on like the career path, or?
Yeah, especially if you look at leadership. If you look at all the global retail media networks, only 30% are led by a woman. And I think there are way more women in retail media, but they're just not represented in leadership roles. And it can be a bigger discussion, but it's also what we're focusing on is empowering them and making them more visible, giving them an example that they can speak on stage, they can write a content piece, to have also more women in the industry seeing examples of women leading in retail media.
I think I'm just thinking now about this idea, but it's probably based on stuff that I wrote in the past. But I think it has to do as well with like there are a lot of women, amazing leaders, women leaders in the US and Europe and all over the world. I think there's also, and I'd love to know from like psychologists or like I don't know who does like studies on this, but I think there's something I read about like the less assertive like feminine energy and the more masculine traits when it comes to public speaking or like leadership, etc. And I think if you see it on LinkedIn, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, there was all about like these LinkedIn bros, and it's always like dudes like on LinkedIn, just like, and you don't see a lot of women like that, right? Like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you what I know, right? So I think there's also that background of like, you know, sometimes I feel like perhaps like not all of us, of course, but it's something that perhaps we have to work on. We women have to work on a bit more on like, okay, how do you jump on stage and like talk about what you know and feel more confident about that? And I think it's probably, again, like I'm not a psychologist to talk about this, but there must be some masculine versus feminine traits on the personality side that also they don't help much there, I guess.
Well,
but help with other stuff, right?
The fact is that like like not all, but most books that teach you how to speak in public are written by guys, and the way that men and women communicate in public have nuances. So actually, my mother, who's now retired, has actually written a book recently about public speaking for women.
Oh,
cool! We should bring her on the show.
Probably not, but I can recommend the book. Ironically, so my mother's from New Zealand, but she wrote the book in Catalan, which is funny.
We need a translation.
Wow. To do it in other languages, but if anyone's interested, let me know and I'll
yeah, but you bring a great point there, Daniel, because I think that that is also true. Like usually I think you imitate or emulate like someone that you feel identified with. And then if there's a man on stage and you're like, oh, he's teaching me how to speak on stage, then I'm like, I don't feel like really represented. There are also other good things, right? Like, for instance, I always say, like, men don't traditionally, they never had these like groups or like settings as women had, like where you can just like sit down and share your feelings, right? Women feel more comfortable with that. And then that helps a lot more with networking, right? It's I don't know. I never seen a guys networking group. I think that would be very nice. But you know,
The Masons. The Masons. I mean, it is kind of that. I mean, the thing is that it didn't need to be like specifically for guys, but it was just like kind of understood that it was for guys.
Yeah.
However, the thing about speaking out your feelings didn't necessarily happen.
Yeah.
I have another game prepared for you, which we'll play regularly here, which is called Two Truths and a Lie. And for this inaugural edition, I've actually done it around myself. So you'll have to guess which are the truth and which are the lie. So
Okay, let's
let me
go.
start. The number one is I can more or less speak 8 languages. Second one is I have been to the US 4 times this year already. And the third one is I once slept in a hotel overlooking a cemetery in Paris.
Oh, okay. 2 truths, 1 lie. I would say the languages.
What is false? I think it's true. He can
8?
speak a lot of languages.
But 8 is a lot, right?
Yeah, it's a lot in languages.
You have to
No, but
decide.
he can
You have to
speak a lot of
decide.
languages.
Okay, languages, I would say false. What's your guess, Anna?
I don't know. I thought he was trying to.
It's a hot seat. You have to decide.
Okay, the US one. I think he's been to the US only 3 times this year.
So the false one is indeed I cannot more or less speak 8 languages.
But you can speak a lot.
Yeah, but 8 is so many.
I can speak like 5-ish.
Ah, okay, still impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
very
was
good.
the
Yeah.
idea, I like to say. Not 8, but 5. And
Yeah, it's cool.
That
Yeah.
was the idea. All right, so we
Okay.
have another game called True or False. So
I thought we were doing another round of 2 truths and a lie. Or
no,
not?
I only have one prepared.
Okay.
That was
Yeah, but for us.
for you? No, but then you know the answer. Next time we can do more. I know it's a fun game, but
We can cut this out.
So let's.
No, we don't cut it out. It has to be spontaneous.
I mean, I don't know how much truth or lies these are, but maybe it's more like opinions. But the first one, retailers should be tech companies too, which is something that we've heard multiple times. You think that's true or false?
I would say it depends. I would say, and again, it's kind of like an opinion, I guess, but I think retailers that, of course, want to launch a retail media network, or the ones that have done it. My observation is like you see companies like, Walmart and Walmart Connect, and some of the bigger ones. I don't want to mention a lot of names, but I guess some of the bigger ones, they have really established their retail media network with kind of like a media mentality. So, kind of like bringing talent from the ad tech world and just like setting up a team based on that kind of like knowledge. Whereas like other retail media networks or retailers that want to build a retail media network or are building it, they just like kind of like migrated like people from one department to another. And I genuinely believe it's not like you can bring ad tech from one side and commerce leave it behind and then you just magically have a retail media network. But I think bringing some ad tech talent there is important because it is a different business unit, right? So it's kind of like a nice merge in between, like, there are million career paths, but I think it's important for sure to consider when you're building a retail media network. There are a lot of examples. I feel like some companies that I work with or we worked with in the past, they struggled a little bit while setting up everything because of especially that. Like, how do you all of a sudden like have this new business unit? You need to get people, trained, etc.
And then there's another question, which is like, like the retail media network is just a part of a retailer, right? Like, should they consider like the whole company to be a tech thing, or just like the retail media side.
Just the department. Yeah.
Exactly. So, another one. Retail media in Europe is 5 years behind the US. True or false?
I would say true. Not sure if it's really 5 years behind, but if you look at the latest, if you look at Europe and how we're doing, especially UK is leading, and Germany, and also if you look in the Netherlands, like Albert Heijn is working on retail media for about a decade now. But the latest developments and the level of how we're executing and selling and how it's known, I would say we're almost 5 years behind the US.
Interesting. For which 5 years?
5 years is a long time, but we want to make a statement in this game.
No, we do.
Yeah.
So we mentioned the lack of women in leadership positions in retail media. Does that mean that women dominate execution, but not the strategy in retail media? So in other ways, the bottom parts of the pyramid have more women and the higher parts, which are more strategic, less?
Yeah, I would say true. If you look at more traditional marketing sector and more marketing roles, especially in execution, you see a lot of women. But higher up in the organization, yeah, what I was just referring to, only 30% of the retail media networks led by a woman. I think there the number is too low. So yeah, more women in execution than in strategy.
Interesting.
And we need to change it.
Exactly. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
Shall we go to the next one? The next game I have prepared for you, which is guess that retail media influencer.
Ooh.
So I am gonna give you 3 clues for someone, and you have to guess who it is. So first person.
Wait, I think we should just like let people know, what do we consider an influencer, a retail
Yes.
media influencer?
Good one.
Yeah, because I think like you could think about, oh, an influencer is someone like, you know, like in a leadership role, but what we're discussing here is probably like people that are more like influencers, consider influencers on the LinkedIn world, right? That are discussing retail media topics. Is that
I
correct?
would say that people that are like well known in the retail media world. Either
Okay.
they're very senior,
Just
they
famous.
post on LinkedIn. So yeah, I would say it's like that mix. No, and generally people that are very senior do have some exposure on LinkedIn. So yeah. So I'm gonna start with
Okay.
a person. This person has been in the same company for a lot of years. This person has just been named CEO of the company, and the company that this person works for manages several retail media networks.
Katie.
Exactly, it's Katie Streeter from SMG. Good job, and 1 point for Emma, I have to say.
Yes. See who's
We
winning.
don't like to win here. We don't like to win. We're just playing around, playing along. Very good. By the way, shout out to people that are listening. If you want to get involved in the hot seat, that means being in the position that Emma and Anna are in today, and being hammered with questions by either of us three. Please get in touch. Katie, you could be next, for example. Okay. Exact. No. Next person.
Yeah, good one.
Next person wears glasses, is against common knowledge Canadian and not American,
Okay.
and 3 runs the partner podcast of the FMCG Guys.
No idea. It's a guy, clearly. A
Um,
partner podcast?
Yeah, come on. There's just one partner podcast.
Runs a podcast that partners with the
3.
FMCG Guys. Wears glasses,
3.
is from Canada.
She's not from Canada.
No, but Peter also isn't, right?
Yeah, it's Peter Bond.
Really? Oh.
No way!
This is 0 points. Very bad. Peter, no comments. I
Oh my god, I hate losing.
He's
Against common knowledge, he is actually Canadian, yes.
do you know the fact I know about him is he's a little bit Dutch.
Yes,
I just didn't know the Canadian
Yes,
part.
But
We should have known.
that's why
Okay.
he's so nice.
I know.
Oh, jokes.
Exactly. That's why he's friendly. All right, so person number 3. Okay,
That's
okay, I have it.
okay,
As I,
Daniel, in
Okay.
Spanish, please, so I win.
as
Just
far
say
as
it in Spanish.
as
Go.
far as I'm concerned, this person has not worked in a retail media network.
Yeah.
This person is probably the one of the top publishers about retail media on
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, based on this person's accent, is from down under.
Curie Masters.
Very good. So it's only three guesses, so we have another draw. Clearly, nobody likes winning.
Yay!
So this is gonna be a fun one, and we're gonna be doing it every. I was gonna say every week. We can't commit to every week for now, but
Every time.
every time, exactly. Cool. So I think we're done with the games. No, do we have any others prepared? I think we're done,
No.
no, more or less.
Oh,
We're done.
So,
I think we need a winner.
shout out. No, it was a draw. When did you win?
Oh, no, I didn't really guess, Peter. Oh,
No, you didn't guess.
okay.
No,
No.
you didn't.
Oh, okay.
So this was fun. Really looking forward to the next sessions and to hammering our retail media celebrities here on the hot seat. Before we leave, give me one bold prediction for retail media in the next 12 months. And allow, you're about to say something. I don't want to hold you back.
But bold prediction. I don't think I'm qualified to make any bold predictions. But
You don't have a PhD in retail media like everyone else.
no,
No.
I haven't completed mine. No.
My bold
Uh,
prediction is for the next 12 months, every leading women in the industry is joining the Women in Retail Media Collective.
Woohoo! That's a
Oh,
nice one.
bold. That's bold. Very good.
Um, I don't know if this is a bold prediction, but I'm kind of like following very closely the AI agent kind of like adoption, and especially or particularly interested how the advertisers are tackling that, where it's like an agency or brand. I think that's what fascinates me, and I think it's really going to change the programmatic space as well, where it's in the ad tech world or retail media. So that's something that it's keeping me like I'm very curious about that development. So yeah, no
My,
predictions, but
my bold prediction is that we'll be doing more than one episode of the hot seat a month, and
Love
that
it.
we'll go further than retail media, and we'll probably have other functions
wait,
adjacent to it join.
I have another bold prediction. My bold prediction is actually that Daniel from the FMCG guys is going to the Mexico and not NRF.
Ooh.
No, I don't have much time to prove you right for that one. Let's see.
Let's go for it.
So thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. I so looking forward to doing more of these episodes and get this started.
Yeah, really excited.
No.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Daniel.
thank you.
If anyone wants to participate, don't be afraid. We don't bite. We only bark.
We're so nice.
Please reach out to
We just make some silly games.
Exactly.
Yeah, please join us.
Please join us. I will see you in the next one. Have a nice one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.